Okay, I want to introduce you to your Unit 4 group project. And so there's a few different things going on. I'm going to make a few different videos, I think, to show you, but this is just kind of a general introduction. And so first thing that you want to do is you need to build a catapult. Basically a ping pong ball launcher of some kind. It doesn't need to be anything complicated. Use whatever you've got on hand. You can look up instructions, and some of them will be super complicated and some will be super simple. Simple is all you need. If you want to go complicated, that's up to you. Just use, like I say, whatever you've got on hand. As long as you can launch it, your ping pong ball needs to be kind of in an arc. So nothing that's going to shoot it straight out. We want it to launch in an arc. And you don't even have to launch ping pong balls. If you don't have ping pong balls available, you can use other things. Wad of paper, if that's all you've got, wad it up and launch it out of there. Anything that you can launch with this will be fine. So something like that is what you need to build, as long as it can launch something in this nice arc. And you want to try and get it so that you can have consistent angle of launch each time, consistent force that's going into this launch, as much as you can. That's going to help. And then you'll be launching your ping pong ball or whatever you're using with this. 10 times we need you to do this. And so part of the project, make sure you do submit a picture of your catapult or whatever you're using. And if you want a little bit of extra credit, you can submit a video of you launching your ping pong ball with your catapult, and I will give you some extra credit for that if you submit a video, but that's going to be part of it. Let me show you the worksheet that goes along with this. So here's our worksheet that you'll be using. And so first part of this, some formulas that you'll be using. I'm going to show you some of the math with this in a different video, but just a general introduction of this. Launch that ping pong ball or whatever 10 times. Record from each launch. You want to record how long did it take from the time it left the catapult till the time it hits the ground. And you do want to make sure your catapult is on the ground to start with and your ping pong ball can hit the ground on the other end. Okay, that's going to make your formulas a lot easier. So make sure that's what's happening. And so you measure from the time it launches until it hits the ground the first time, and also the distance from your catapult until wherever it hit the ground for that first time. You want that distance. And so for each launch, you'll be doing that. Then you'll be calculating some different things, averages and stuff, and use Excel. So this is where Excel is going to come into this. You should put this whole table into Excel, calculate the mean, median, and standard deviation for the time and the distance. So I want all three of those for time and all three of those for the distance is what that means. Okay, and so then you'll be interpreting those results. And then we get into using these equations. And like I say, I'll kind of explain some of the math from the equations in a different video, but we'll be working with those results you'll be using in your equations. So that's your part one. You do have two other parts to this one. Second part, you're going to use some proportions and triangles and be taking some measurements outside. Hopefully you'll have at least one sunny day where you can go outside and measure some shadows. And I think I'll explain this one, kind of show this one more in another video as well. And the last one, which also uses proportions and some measurements, this one with a mirror. So hopefully you have just a small hand mirror, whatever. Could possibly even use your phone camera if you don't have a mirror handy, and just something reflective or that you can see yourself in is what you'll need. And I'll explain that one in a separate video as well, but doing some measurements with that. And those are the three parts of your project. So make sure what you're turning in needs to be a picture of your catapults or video as well if you want some extra credit. Make sure you turn in the project worksheet that I just showed you. Make sure you have the Excel file turned in, and then make sure everybody in your group should turn in one of the team scoring worksheets. And so that's what you'll need for the project. Okay, I'll make some more videos with this explaining a little bit more of the details, but that should at least get you started.